Ćao.
Ćao, zdravo.
Dobro, kako si?
Dobro sam. Kako si ti?
Dobro, malo sam umorno od posla po ceo dan, ali eto šta da radiš. Ok, ajde, ćao.
Ok, vidimo se. Ćao.
Laku noć.
Hvala. Ciao. Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, January 20th, and today is day 5 of my Vlog Everyday Challenge. So, as you've just seen, I just finished a language class with my tutor, Valeria. She is teaching me Serbian, and she lives in Serbia currently. And today I wanted to talk to you all about 3 ways of learning a language online that I have tried and have found to be effective. So the first method I'm going to mention is what you've seen for the past 2 days, which is an online course at an institution such as a university, the course I'm taking. And there are some pros and cons to that method of learning. So I did learn a lot from the course, and there were a lot of things I appreciated. For example, this was an unpaced course, so I had 6 months with the possibility to buy additional 3-month or 2-month extensions. And it was unpaced, so I had all of the materials I had to learn. I had a suggested study plan, and I was able to learn at my own pace whenever I had time. So, for example, when I was in Lithuania for Bench Worlds, I was away for 2 weeks, and I didn't study for 2 weeks. But then when I got home and I had a little more time, I was able to dedicate more time, and I got more done after when I had the time to give. So that is a definite pro. Another pro, and the main reason I actually took the online course, is that I get official credits for it. So I get university credits for that course. So that's definitely a benefit of learning that way. Some definite cons are that you don't have any guidance, or in the course that I took, there was no guidance. Like, I didn't have anyone to practice speaking with. There were assignments, and I did receive feedback on those assignments, so that was helpful. But that spoken practice was not there. It's also sometimes hard to motivate yourself without strict deadlines. So for sure in the summer. So I started the course in the summer, and there were definitely times when, you kind of fall out of the habit, fall out of the routine, and it's all too easy to do that when there are no strict deadlines. So that is definitely can be a con for learning this way. Oh, and then one other thing I did want to mention, so this is in line with not having anyone to practice your speaking with, is that I had oral assignments in the course, and obviously my oral final exam. So I was speaking with a tutor then, but just because there is no practice, every time I spoke to this tutor, I was being graded, and that is a little bit nerve-wracking / a lot nerve-wracking. And when you speak to someone multiple times, such as in like a traditional class setting, you learn how they speak, you kind of learn how they sound, how they pronounce certain words. And when you are only seeing somebody at the time when you're being graded, you don't have the benefit of that experience. So that is something that I know that the tutors are busy. That's not a feasible, they can't just call everybody every week to practice, but that is definitely sort of a drawback, that added stress of getting a grade, right? But then, of course, you do get the credit. So that's sort of the trade-off. So the next language learning method I wanted to mention, and it is probably one of the most popular all around the world, is Duolingo. So if you're not familiar with Duolingo, there are lessons, there are stories, there is audio practice, there is writing practice that you can do through the app, to your target language. And what Duolingo is really great at doing is really gamifying learning. And so what I mean by that is every day when you complete a lesson or do any activity, it counts toward your streak. So currently I am at like 803 days of my streak. So I've done something in the app every day for the last 2+ years. So it's really good at sort of encouraging you in that way, because you don't want to break your streak, right? Like, especially the more you have, like, I don't want to lose my streak at 800 days. I want to keep going. Like, what a shame that would be. So every time you complete a lesson or a story or, any exercise, you get a certain number of points. And every week, based on the number of points you've accumulated in the past week, you are put into what they call leagues. So it's like, there's like a Pearl League, an Obsidian League, a Diamond League. And if you earn enough points relative to whoever else they've, I assume, randomly put in your group, then you can either stay or move up a league, or if you don't earn quite enough points, move down a league. So it's really fun in that way. And I really enjoyed it, and certainly in the sense of keeping you consistent, like, there's nothing better. And it's free. They do have a paid version that gets rid of the ads, but if you don't want to get rid of the ads, you're welcome to learn for free, which is awesome. So I will leave a link to Duolingo down below. If you haven't heard of it, definitely check them out. Okay, so for my last method of learning a language online, this is my number one recommendation for learning a language. I could not recommend this service enough. I have used this service for many, many years, since I think 2014. And if you want to fast track learning a language, if you want to practice speaking with a native speaker, if you want to sort of simulate an in-person class, or depending on how many classes you're taking, you can simulate an immersion experience, which is super cool. So this is called italki. So basically how it works is you log onto the website, or you sign up, I guess, if it's your first time, and then you can find a tutor who speaks the target language that you are trying to learn and fits your budget and fits your schedule. Then you go in and you book a lesson with this tutor, and you meet with them via Skype. Or I think italki has their own platform now, but I have not used it yet. So last I saw, it was still like in beta testing, so I'm not sure if that's up yet. So there are tutors from all over the world on italki, and at various price points. So find one that fits your budget and whose schedule fits yours. So these tutors, as I mentioned, are all over the world. So, they're living on different time zones. I just met my tutor in Serbia. It is late afternoon, evening there. So quick little story. In 2015, a friend of my ex's family was coming to visit us from Croatia for 2 weeks, and we were going to show him around as much of the country as we could within those 2 weeks. The only problem was he did not speak English. So obviously I wanted to communicate with him during this trip. So I believe it was late 2014 is when I took my first lesson on italki, and I just dove in. I took a class every single day, Monday to Friday, an hour a day, half an hour a day with a tutor, one-on-one through Skype. And by the time he visited us, I was actually able to converse with him and communicate with him solely in Croatian. And that was just the coolest thing. The language is not easy. It's actually really complex in terms of grammar. And of course, I love that stuff. So that was like a big puzzle that I couldn't wait to figure out how it worked. But that just convinced me that this was the best way to learn online without having direct access to somebody in person. This was the best thing. So if you are interested in signing up for italki, I have an affiliate link down below. You get $10, I believe, credit if you sign up using that link. And this is not sponsored at all. I just really believe in this service. If you've met me in person, we've talked about languages. I've definitely mentioned it. So I highly recommend italki. If you want to sign up using the link below in the description. And that wraps it up for today. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about a few other ways of learning a language that I find are useful and helpful. Maybe not enough necessarily to teach you a language outright, but definitely good ways to practice the language and to learn a little bit more. So that's it for today. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye!
Spera di Hugo. Samo vidim uši njegove. Vidi Hugo. Ej, pa šta je bilo?
Oh, Baba.
Dođi Hugo, pa šta te plaši? Hugo.
Look at.
He is shy. Hugo, you are shy. Gdje si bre? Kako si sladak. Kako si ti sladak. Ko mala beba.
Da.
Ali malo se stidi, neprijatno mu je.